There we go. Starting up solo stream. Got to make sure we don't miss any important weeks. All right, I'm gonna try this again. Andy's out sick, so it's just me. And in order not to include him out on anything, I'm gonna play through this with our new setup. Look at this! Look at this! I can actually time some shit. All right, so falling down. I threw in the SNES version of this. While I was testing all the weird lags and complaints and problems with the system. So now everything's 60 frames a second. Minimalized lag. I think like the nature of like computers and HD TVs and everything is like there just is lag. So minimize as much as I could. If the guides I'm following and the research I've done are right, it's down to around 5 or 6 frames. Closer to, I believe it's 5. The big thing was turning off desktop compositing for Windows 7, which is the Windows I still have because I'm not a rich man. So I never got 8, and I never got 10, and then I had 7 from an old job. The difference is pretty astounding though. Like, if anybody's watched the 4-hour stream of me like fumbling my way through this game, and then saw me literally get all the way to Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I don't really have a recording of that, but it's because it was going so well. I've been trying so many different things and so many different emulators. We use PUNES, whatever. I'm not exactly not whatever to the emulator, but I'm not sure how it's like preferred to be pronounced. Punies. Maybe it's Punies. Yeah, so one of the things I would fire up to test it was Mike Tyson Punch-Out. That was when I was a kid, around 19, middle school, so 87. I was one of the only kids I knew that could beat Mike Tyson. And I would spend my Christmases trying to beat him over and over and over. And maybe beat him like 5 or 6 times a day. Oh, I didn't check my turbo. It's way too fast. You can go into PUNES and set it to about 10. It's like almost halfway down. It's like pretty low setting for the turbo speed. But it does replicate the experience you'd have like on an Advantage, where you gotta one up maybe 3 out of 4 coins, maybe even better. And with a little bit of effort on your part, you could do even better than that, than 3 out of 4. You could start getting like 2 cherries, 3 cherries. You really could time it yourself. It is like right after it starts, which is probably whatever the 10 out of whatever setting in PUNES for Turbo Fire equivalent was, is like that little delay. There's just a little hint of delay. I don't even know why I'm grabbing this key. I've developed so many weird like things. I never used to do this back when I played the game. You go over here, taunt this jerk out, pull out a potion, and get a little bit over on the ninja, wait for him to jump, and woohoo! You're up here. Pause it, holding B. Jump over these guys. So I played a bunch of Doki Doki Panic just to see the differences. And there's a ton of videos out there of people who play it with differences. Their Luigi equivalent. Well, the entire game can't run. Nobody. Ah, there, I did it. Nice. Nobody in the game can run. The B button only lifts fruits out of the ground or vegetables. And that's it. It's a dedicated lift button. There's no like run. But when they Americanized Doki Doki Panic to US, to see, look at all these coins. And I think if I held the turbo, it would get like a few. Try and just tap it out. That delay was close to what you need. Ah, too slow that time. There you go. Look at that. See? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, crazy. That'll be plenty of lives. I will save state it on some of the like harder stages. That's more than enough lives. I feel like that's one of the huge differences in the 4-hour video including the cat jumping up in front of the TV right now. I couldn't get lives to save my life, to coin a phrase, because as a kid I just relied on the advantage to like kind of time it out for me on the button presses. Actually, a lot of little things. I also use the advantage to use like rapid fire to pick up just about anything, because if you did, you could kind of like break the rules. I suppose it's like the rules just are what they are, but it let you, from a like a logical like human standpoint. Maybe I need the dang nabbit. From a human standpoint, you could pick things up that you probably weren't supposed to be able to. Since you can be, well, if you go to like Taz.org for like the tool assisted speedrun people, and just look at like, there's a whole list of like how the game works and how those mechanics can be exploited to be like faster and to your advantage. Oh, here we are, right? The stage that like starts the pain or whatever in that other run. The difference already, just that I could like closely time, like I could actually like react with a lot less lag. I was a bit of a like, that video made me like a little worried about my ability to play games at all. Like, had I gotten so old that it didn't make any sense. Like, that doesn't make sense either. It's because I'm on my own here. I thought I had gotten so old that maybe I couldn't like play this game. So I was like, that's like, you know, I'm trying to like handle it like a man at the time, but it was like, oh crap, you know, like, have I really lost it that bad? Because it used to be plenty like good enough at this game. And you can see in that video we eventually like, oh yeah, if we start like saving and loading it, we can get through this shit with enough tries. Excuse me. I need a cough switch. So I started wondering, like, have I just lost it when it comes to like older games? So I still play like Destiny with other people, and I can tell the way we all probably feel like when we play with others. But I'll play that game and I'll be like, I'm better than that guy, you know. I'm better than the next guy. I'm not better than every guy. Oh, look at this. I'm certainly not better than every person I run into, but I know what I'm doing, and at the very least, I'm the kind of guy who like researches like how to do the raid without, you know, I'm not going to go into the raid and specifically look for a person to explain it to me. I'll have an idea in my mind of how it's played before I get in there. And I'll like practice the mechanics to the extent that the game allows. That's just one of the problems I think with Destiny, is that when you're like leveling and gearing up to go do the raid, oh god damn it, it doesn't give you a might as well grab it. No, well, look at that indecision. It doesn't really like let you practice the mechanics to an extreme. Like in their first expansion, the boss of the raid had this mechanic where you used a sword that like wasn't in the game prior to that expansion to beat him, and you would find that sword when you're out and about doing your daily chores in the game. And that kind of that familiarized you at least with the controls to some extent, but it really didn't like. You just picked it up and you didn't have a goal when you had it. You were like, you picked it up and it was like, oh, this kills the shit out of everything around me because it's this like giant magic sword. Did not have a. See that? I could actually like pull that jump back and like make it. It was not a thing I could do on the prior stream. It was like the combination of lag and like old man reaction times made that kind of shit happen a lot more often. But now I have the mushroom already, so we're just gonna go. I will remember to pick this up instead of yammering. Unlike it's like a game like World of Warcraft, where they'll have like multiple dailies that show you all kinds of weird new gameplay that's going to be like expected of you as you progress through the new raids in in Destiny, they just go like, here's the sword. You will use it in the raid. When you use it, it's gonna be like fucking like important as shit. And you're gonna use it against like a 5-story monster, where you'll need like your teammates to like knock him on his ass, and you run up and chop him with the sword a bunch. And if you don't do it right, like you're just dead. Like he literally just one shots you. And in Destiny, they'll have all these in Destiny in World of Warcraft. They'll throw you into a thing that like teaches you to like dodge, the dodge the lava on the ground. Don't stand there. It's red. Get out of the fucking fire. Get the fuck out. And of course, it doesn't have any of the add-ons that something like World of Warcraft allows players to make. So you can't make a get the fuck out like alert for when you're like, oh, your dude took damage from this specific like lava on the ground, and it sees that and it tells you like, get out of the goddamn lava, get out of the goddamn fire, get the fuck out. I like jinxed myself a little bit. I'm like, I can't do it. I'll do it. It'll be fine. Actually, I want this Pokey's head. See that? I used the turbo grab. That's why I went like silent for a second, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. Anyway, how the hell did I end up there? Oh yeah, like weird techniques that are available to you in Super Mario Brothers. That people use when tool assisted or speedrunning the game. Not that you can't do those things yourself. Not that you need a emulator to like pull them off. In fact, if anything, like emulators make it like slightly harder with their like whatever amount of lag they have. The emulator of your choice. Pause it so I can hold down B and do a little finger gymnastics. I found out that Luigi's the only one that jumps extra high when he gets hit. And I played Luigi so much as a kid that I was like, yeah, when you get hit, you jump. Like it was just a thing in my fucking head. But nope. Like I guess it was like unique to Luigi. Woo! Yoink! Yeah. I just still don't know the logics of when you can duck stuff in this game. But, try. Like rising internet superstar Liam says, like, if you try and you succeed, you look fucking cool. So might as well try. Oh. Boy, the weird little differences, though. I swore those guys just went, like, left. When they hit the ground, this is one of the things Andy really wanted me to do. Yahoo! Excuse me. Sorry, folks. Hitting the mic and coughing. And if you get up here, you actually get this key to go like boing, 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 boing. The more it's like a trampoline, the more often it hits you, the higher it goes and the higher it goes. It is fascinating though. Like I swore it was just like a direction and throw to do the long throws, but nope, it is all momentum based. So if you're jumping, you're like, oh, well, you can't because it's got all this logic. You can't throw a key into the ceiling, so no. I won't let you. And little thing, like, why am I going to build this little, like, this little wall? Because that's what I did as a kid. And it was fun. Like, it's just a weird little difference, right? Like, now I'm playing it for some reason. I'm playing it because, like, I played it as a kid. And I did things and I want to, like, share that experience with other people. But as a kid, I see the momentum throw. Ooh. Ah! Why? I guess I ran into the side of him. Like, looked like I was above his head to me. Yeah, we just played it as kids. It was like a thing that Andy and I would say to each other. It was like, if the game let you build your own little rules and games inside of its structure. Like, I'm going to build this little fort so I can, like, knock the crap out of Birdo. And sometimes he would, that jump right there. Sometimes he'd do that jump, and it would make him, like, climb the tower of blocks. and then you would put the third one on top, and it would kill him. Ah. Nah, the timing is not quite there. I can feel it. It's like just a little. Maybe if I speed my finger up. Nope. Oh, look at that. If I had gotten the cherry, Christ. Hey, cherry. I was playing in Destiny Online with a bunch of people, and I very casually was like, oh, Christ. And then I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, if anybody took offense, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just swearing in my own way. And everybody, they took more offense at that. They took more offense at the idea that I would be like polite about it. They were like, nobody here. They were like, it's Sunday. Nobody here is Christian. Nobody's going to church. What's the matter with you? Like, what? I'm trying to be like, just, like, trying to have some social graces. In other words, I'm gonna grab that. If I grab that, then the boss is like technically easier. That's right. And like, look, there's one more coming. Yeah, that one you definitely gotta jump. But then this guy, well, look at that. Where is he? Huh? There's usually one more, and you can duck him. But as I would always jump it because I'm like freaking out. Awooga, awooga, awooga. I guess I could build my little wall down here. Ain't gonna work. All right, up here. Oh, where's the? Ooh, what? Like I get hit and he doesn't get hit. Man, if you land it like right on a certain in between. Oh, great. This is actually like, well, okay, with the little wall in place. Get your little fireballs out and get your butt over there. 2 and 3. That's another thing. I was not being patient when I was playing before, because I was like, it was not entertaining. But then maybe like 4 hours of bullshit is way less entertaining than than just waiting a few seconds and timing the throw or the jump. Grab this, take it over here. This was like, I had to be like on my game to like skip this one. You really don't need it, because the boss is such a, like, if you're patient, it's such a surefire thing that, taking a hit, well, especially if you get 2 triclide, then you can start over on triclide with full life or whatever. This gives, that first mushroom is 50% more health, and even the next one's 30% more. Those are numbers you shouldn't ignore, even if they're just kind of percentages. Look at that. Everybody was like freak out, right? I think in Doki Doki Panic, when I made it here, the door's like right there. And everybody would kind of like jump. Like when I was a kid, everybody would jump from the door you come in from, and you don't make it, because you need a little bit of run. You need a little bit of like runway. You need to run from the edge of the cloud, and then Luigi can jump like crazy and make it. Why? Yeah, that's rad. Actually, I'm glad that happened. But see, I'd be dead if I didn't pick up that mushroom, right? It's like a few seconds wasted grabbing the mushroom has gotten me this much further, that much sooner. Then I would always try to put the block up on that side. The game's not random. I was looking up. Well, what it does for random is, generate a number and check it. Like, when it checks is not random, but of course what the number is when it checks it is like pseudo-random. So it has this one thing where it's just like running a counting, like a ticker going up, and it checks that, and it's like, is it odd? Is it even? Is it this number? All right, then the enemy acts like this. And how often it checks that isn't something that's like easily visible, so if Triclide's going to throw like 8 fireballs, he's like checking, like, throw a fireball. Yes. Throw a fireball. Yes. It's like, he keeps checking this integer. All right, we're up here. As a kid, I always super jump right on that thing right there. Like, let's skip some shit. Let's get rolling. But I'm pretty sure if you just go right here, grab that, slam it down, get in there, boom, mushroom. More or less guaranteeing you'll beat the stage. I used to beat it all the time without getting that mushroom. I suppose I could just go left and right and the birdo would appear. I don't need to go up and down this ladder, but that's like the pattern I developed. That's it. Rahooey. Yeah, man. When we were kids, you tried to get to this. You had to keep the bird like just a little bit off screen. Pull the rocket ship out of the ground. The rocket ship would fly up and slam into the bird. Well, it didn't do anything. It slammed through the bird. It's pretty difficult to time for a thing you didn't care about. In other words, like it's not as difficult to time as some kind of amazing frame perfect jump. But there we go. We got to sniff it here. I was doing this stage over and over again, testing lag. And I was like, why aren't I just doing this? Oops. I don't know if you guys see, there's like a little framiness right now. And it's that, the framiness, it looks like it's gone. I don't know what causes it. I was getting it a lot when a window, like a browser, would be open while we're recording. And so obviously it's like some kind of hard drive access issue. Oh, I did not. Hey, I could have made that. Now the debate in my head, like, do I grab, do I kill things until I get a heart? And like, you know what? I have enough lives. Every life is a full set of hearts, right? So go up here. If I'm not too fancy, come on. Oh, come on, man. But you're just right here. I'm still like a little, I just lack like confidence. The inputs and everything are there. But I like freaked out and like hit too much to the right after I hit left. Cut it. See, I cut that nice and sharp. No Birdo back from the dead. Tap, tap, tap. Nope. I could even like, save and load state that until I had like a 5 up every time or something stupid, I also went through this stage. I remember as a kid getting a different heart one time. Like you know what? Screw that, right? That's that pseudo randomness right there. And he's like, I will like do 2 and then I won't and then I will, come on. Nah, you know what? My punishment now is to like make you all like watch me play it again. Why is this so hard? He's a he's a sniffit. Oh wow. I'd be down to 2 lives or something by now, right? Or who knows, maybe on that first one I would have like beat it. That's the like that's the Vinny Caravella like argument with his brother. Like, do you give up when you have less than full lives for a better attempt later on? That guy threw 3 fucking pellets, Alright. I was running around on here. I guess you could just kill these guys until you get a heart. It's like pretty fucking easy. That's like, it's every 8 guy. Jesus Christ. Down to 2 at least, 1 maybe. Will he do it this time? Yeah, I saw you shoot 2. Honestly, the thing is to not correct your jumps as much as I do. It's like just accept where Luigi. That's weird. I like let go of the button, but he was still like running to the left. There's still just a hint of lag, folks. There also is like, you see the yeah, look at that. There's like some frame sync or something. If we could have like VSync on or something, maybe it would go away. I'm pretty sure I do have it on though. But anyway, you could see it in the bricks on top. Oh right. Yeah, I'm just gonna go the long way. There's like, if you go up and run, you can jump off the ladders near the top of like where the ladder like goes off the screen. It's a weird little interesting thing, and then it lets you kind of like Super Mario Bros. 1. You like run along the top of the world. And I remember doing it like one time as a kid, and we were like, oh, what a weird like one-off, you know. We didn't think that was like reproducible. Just kids. Kids don't, you know. Kids don't think that way. So you can put this here. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. And I'll make a save state. You do the little trick where pulling grass out of the ground with turbo fire as you come out the door, and whoop, now the bomb's stuck in my head. You're like, why would you do that, right? You know. Let's see if I can get it really stuck in my head. That's not right either. Nope, that won't work. Oh, Mr. Snips. If only you were a real Mr. Snips. That's crazy. See, I think that has something to do with the lag that's going on. The 60 hertz turbo isn't like ripping that thing out of the ground as fast as possible. Anyway, you get the ball bomb stuck on your head, but that doesn't really do you any good because that ball bomb always blows up because it's near you. So you know it starts detonating right away, but it's stuck on your head, and you can't get rid of it. My memory was like this stage, perhaps longer. I guess because it was a maze. It seems short. Like I'm at the end of it basically. Like I go to the right, there's a door with climb up here, go to the right, there's a door with a birdo. And you get his key and you go to the it starts sounding like a lot longer. Oh no, look at that. See, I forgot this whole place. I must be kinda no, well, I killed a few guys. Look at that shit. Use turbo pickup. Okay. This is faster. Just for you guys. Just for you guys. Yeah, not for me at all. Not because I am losing my mind. Stage isn't as long as I remember. It's still a longer stage. It's probably the longest stage. Well, World 5? There's like that world in... Is it in 5? There's one where you're digging a lot with bombs. A lot of destructible walls, and you throw bombs that you pull out of the ground on them. You see, I don't know if that'll show up in the video, but there's like a little wrinkle as it like scrolls up. I might have the FPS set wrong, because I do tinker a lot with this to try and make it as good as possible. Holy moly. I remember like always killing the one guy, but not two guys. I almost save it. Go up here. The screen that always gave me like not, well, it looks like they look like they're crooked to me. Not super good, especially the four banger that's coming up. Look at that shit. There's definitely something going on, but it's part of that something is just old man. So like old man impatience, go go go. Make it like entertaining for the folks. These pink guys, they don't fall off because they're pink. I threw in the SNES cart, and it didn't have like hardly any of the lag problems that I've been complaining about. But holy moly, I did not remember. Right? Yeah, of course he jumps. Right? Like, give me a fucking break. I guess he's gonna jump. Right? He's gonna shoot 3 things and jump. Almost every time. Is that one in the pit coming up with the key in his stomach? I'd be down to like 0 lives or so by now, right? Depending on like what logic. I am holding down the run button, by the way, but it's not going. I love doing this little thing as a kid. Just bang, 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 your head into the wall. So that's one of the things they gave everybody runs in this, as opposed to Doki Doki Panic, where you just had one speed that increased as you walked, but it didn't get nearly as fast as these runs. And no. There we go. So I think the run interacts with the the like acceleration that once you're moving, even when you're jumping, you pick up speed. Like you're like standing still and now I'm going like run speed now, you know? Anyway, enough like explaining crap while people are just like waiting for me to like put up content. One. This was the guy. I was like with turbo pickup, I can sometimes just like vacuum the fucking egg when you're not supposed to be able to get it. Oh, you shoot the fireball so that we cannot kill you. Ah. They do feel pretty random, man. Oh, gotta use the turbo pickup. Oh, and then don't throw the key like a madman. It would be my advice. You can always just run back and forth here and like farm these two for hearts. It's every eight guys, and you've already killed like a birdo and some other random crap along the way. So it's not that long to farm them. This is the stuff where it's like, oh, is it too? Are you fucking kidding me? It's like I stopped at the door and hit the fucking hit the button to drop it. It didn't fucking come out. Oh, come on. You see that? Like, there is enough time for Luigi to jump, but a lot of times I'm surprised at how tight these games' timings are. They just don't give a fuck. They're like we're as tight as we are. And it's in the case of like Bionic Commando, it was less tight than the new Bionic Commando that came out, the like remake, not the rearmed, but Bionic Commando 3D game for crazy people. And someday I'd love to get Andy to play through, just because we're both such big Bionic Commando fans. That game is fascinating. It obviously, the people who make it love Bionic Commando, but the point I'm making is like, oh, see, I don't think you should throw the key. Oh boy, this is not the place to go. Well, let's just make this a huge clusterfuck. What I will do is go in and die, or beat the boss. Like, who fucking cares? Like, one or the other. It's faster than farming hearts. Get in here. Bionic Commando, like, the sprites are 16 fucking dots across or whatever they are. Just like this game, probably. Everything's probably the same amount of pixels across. So there's only so many places your bionic arm could latch. And therefore, it was actually, like, easier to look impressive swinging around on your bionic arm. Because, it can only latch in so many places. If you did a little bit early or a little bit late, a lot of times it just worked out. Like, you land on the ground and it would just give it to you. It would just be like, yeah, you're close enough. Sometimes it would literally like pop you up out of the floor and be like, yeah, you got it. Like, you'd land like somewhat through the like ground and it'd be like, yeah, you're on the ground. Whoa. You don't, I'm really fascinated to look back at the just a weird little chug that happened right there. It's happening right now too. Like, the bottom of the screen is like kind of warping as I walk back and forth, and like right there I tried to jump and it just felt sluggish. That might have been literally like Wart barfing too much shit on the screen for the like Nintendo. Yeah, you could throw these from the ledge or whatever and like time it, but this was like the slow and steady 100%. That's how we played games more back then. We found what worked and what was fun. It was fun getting behind the boss, right? Because he can't do anything. Oh, look at you. That unique, weird radish. You'd think as kids with like a time on our hands, we would like actually like do more like speedrunnery stuff, but doing this was fun, and it was why we played. And we were like, yeah, let's beat Super Mario Bros. 2 and do all the weird little crap that you can do. that made it a game within a game, as like me and Andy always like to say. We do that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I'm close enough. Oh shit, he's dead. Look at that. Boy, I was rambling along. I don't remember my point. Something about keys and being... Well, I remember the point about, like, we played them for fun. And now I'm playing it for, like, a weird... Like, it's fun to play through it as a reminisce. And what did this take? You know, a lot less time than 4 hours. That's for sure. I don't think I have a timer up here. Yeah, 35 minutes. 35 minutes, you could easily shave that down by half. Without a doubt. Like, just, you know, by, like, just pure confident play. Instead of weird, like, jump, swerve, There we go. Contributor Luigi. You know, you could play it, because the game has enough stages of an even numbers. You could play, like, each person 5 times or whatever. I always thought Luigi looked like Link back there. And in the remake, Toad has a different color hat, and like Mario like was waving differently in the one screen, but then when his like dream bubble, he's waving like that, like we just saw, like the one-handed wave that's going left to right. They missed an opportunity to have Princess Peach do the little like swivel wave like the royal family in the UK. And then, man, when we were kids, stuff came with manuals. And stuff comes with manuals now, but manuals were like this weird... It was like... They tried to make some... Like, if you got the Legend of Zelda manual, it had the entire game map of Hyrule made out of like a diorama. With like cotton for like clouds around the edges and like little miniature trees and stuff. And it was just amazing. And it's like... Maybe that was made for them to make the game or whatever, and it had this art in it that was like very anime-esque, very nice looking art. In the Super Mario Bros. 2 manual, it had some of these names in there too, but they mixed up the Birdo and the Ostro. So like, yeah, like right here, they were right in the manual and flipped here or vice versa. Everybody called that Birdo. Plus, when I fired up the in the longer stream, you hear Andy talking like, wasn't Birdo a girl? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, throwing eggs, you know, fine. But it's literally, Birdos are literally pink and have like bows in their hair, like the stereotypical like girl with a bow in her hair. Also, playing through Doki Doki Panic, Claw Grip didn't exist. He's made for us. It's all over the place. I just played through Mega Man 2, where they made it like easier for Americans, but then in this they put in Claw Grip instead of another Mouser or whatever. And he's definitely harder, or at least he's a new mechanic, like something new to learn, you know. Anyway, I'm just gonna call this here because this can't be that much fun staring at the end with Snoozy Mario and listening to me yammer about, did they make it harder? Did they make it easier? Thanks for watching, guys.